Yeah.
What is going on, guys? This is Tommy Place, and today I am bringing another video. And in this video, I am going to be doing a PS4 Pro versus the Xbox Scorpio. Now, I am not going to be saying which one is better. I just want to make that clear right now, because obviously we haven't used it, and obviously I haven't used it. So I'm not going to be saying which one is better. I'm just going to be giving pretty much talking about in detail what we know now, so that you can choose which one you want to buy. I'm not going to be saying like I said, I'm not going to be saying which one is better. I'm not going to be saying which one I think is going to be better, just because I want to try to remain as unbiased as possible. So yeah, but we do, just to be clear, we do know that the Xbox Scorpio will be more powerful than the PS4 Pro. Thing is, I'm going to be talking about, you know, like if that's really a good thing or not, and you know, just stuff like that. Now, at first, I am going to be talking about why the PS4 would probably, I mean, not the PS4, the PlayStation Pro would be a better choice over the Xbox Scorpio, and then I'm going to be talking about why the Scorpio would probably be a better choice over the Pro, and then once I'm done with that, you can decide yourself which one you would want to get. Alright, so again, you know, we know the Xbox Scorpio is going to be more powerful. The Scorpio has a 6-teraflop GPU, and the Pro only has a 4-teraflop. 6 teraflops is a lot for a console, but when you look at it at a marketing standpoint, that is going to raise the price quite substantially. A lot of people might not be able to buy it because of the price. Don't get me wrong, the PS4 was also a lot more powerful than the Xbox One when those came out in 2013, but the thing is, the PS4 is also $100 cheaper. So back in 2013, people thought, well, why would I get a console for $500 when I could get a more powerful one for $400? Next, when you think about it, the extra power of the Xbox Scorpio might not even be, you know, that worthwhile. It might be pretty much worthless. If you don't know what I mean, all games on both the Pro and the Scorpio will either run in 1080p 60 FPS or 4K in 30 FPS. It won't get any more than that. So sure, you might get a tiny bit more detail in 1080p in the Scorpio, but nothing really that would be really game changing. At least not as noticeable as the graphics were when you compared like the PS4 and the Xbox One side by side. That and the Xbox. And I mean, and the extra power will be worthless because games will be locked at the lowest FPS a game will go anyways. If you don't know what I mean, and if you didn't watch my last video, a game, if someone, okay, here, let's just say it this way. For 30 FPS is the lowest a game will probably go in 4K. So that means it doesn't matter if you're playing in 1080p in multiplayer, because you're going to get 30 FPS just like the people playing in 4K will. Just because the developers don't want people to have a huge advantage over another player. Because, especially if you're a PC gamer, you notice that if you have a higher frame rate, you have a very, very big advantage over the people that have a lower frame rate. This, however, isn't confirmed for the Scorpio yet. I do not believe it is anyways, so I'm just assuming they would do the same thing as the Pro, just because it would kind of make sense. Also, neither of the consoles will be playing at a native 4K resolution, so this means the games won't really look like true 4K, if you know what I mean. Instead, there will be an upscaled version of 4K, which is pretty much like if I took a 1080p recording and rendered it in 4K. Sure, it might look a little bit better, but it won't look like as if I actually recorded it in, you know, native 4K. Last one that I want to mention why the PS4 will probably just be better over the Scorpios, and this is really a big one, and there may not, it may be that there will be exclusives for the Scorpio that the Xbox One can't play. Now, this was said in an interview, and I'm going to be giving you two quotes from the interview. One quote: it is up to developers to decide if they want to develop games exclusively for Project Scorpio. That's one quote, and the other quote that says, "I don't know about that. We'll see. It's up to the game development community what they want to do." This is huge because the pros confirm not to have any exclusives. This may leave some original Xbox One owners, you know, in the dark, because they won't be able to play some games that people that have the Scorpio could. Which could really ultimately be a bad thing. So, that's all the stuff that I have to say why I think the PS4 Pro might be a better choice. Just a little recap, you know, the power that the Scorpio has will probably not be so worth it, and the Scorpio is probably going to have exclusives for it, and finally, the price for the Scorpio is probably going to be quite a bit more. And another small one that I guess I can mention is that it's coming out in like a year from now, and the Pro is coming out in like 2 months. So that's quite a big difference. But anyways, now that I've complained about the Xbox Scorpio for a few minutes, let's talk about why you might want to actually buy the Xbox Scorpio, because obviously the Xbox Scorpio does have advantages going for it. Let's just state the very obvious one first. The original Xbox One is just not powerful enough to support upcoming games. Like I just said, the Xbox Scorpio will probably have exclusives because the original Xbox One is just not powerful enough. Halo 5 can't even run split screen because the developers just can't add it in because it's just not powerful enough. The only reason why the PS4 Pro isn't going to get exclusives is because the original PS4 can still run games coming in the near future that the Xbox One might not be able to. Next, the extra horsepower it is packaging will probably become useful in the future. Maybe about 3 to 4 years from now, games on the Scorpio will be able to play games in like 1080p 60 FPS, while the Pro will only be able to play games in 900p 60 FPS. And you know that's pretty much what the Xbox One is compared to the PS4 now. I may be wrong, but I think Battlefield 4 plays 1080p 60 FPS on PS4 while it plays 900p 60 FPS on PS4. That might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Also, the Scorpio actually has a 4K Blu-ray drive, which is kind of that's a big game changer, really. This is probably going to be important because, you know, 4K TVs, they're becoming a lot more affordable now. I mean, you can buy a 4K TV now for about $300 or $400. And you know, in the future, a lot more people are going to be watching stuff in 4K. But do keep in mind that this will also increase the price even further for the Scorpio. So yeah, right now the Scorpio is looking to be quite the expensive console considering all the stuff it has in it. But anyways, so like I said, well actually first of all, that's all I have about why the Scorpio would probably be a better choice. Again, I'm not going to say which one I think is going to be better because I don't know. And also I just don't want to sound biased. So like I said, but you know, at the end of the day, the real way you should choose which one you're going to get is whether you already have an Xbox One or PS4 right now. Because if you have a PS4, if you use a PS4 and you're mainly using the PS4, what is the point in buying a Xbox Scorpio? There really is none. I mean, I have an Xbox One, but I just very rarely ever use it. The only thing I ever used my Xbox One for was playing Halo 5, Gears of War, and Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Black Ops 3. That was really the only games I really ever played on it. Personally, I won't be picking up the Xbox Scorpio, just because, like I said, it is coming out a year from now, and I never really used my Xbox One. Not to say that the Xbox Scorpio is a bad console, because, again, I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone, but, yeah, and also, the last thing is, right now, there is some pretty strong evidence supporting the fact that Halo is going to be coming to PC fairly soon. And I'm actually going to make a video on that later. So, overall, which one should you buy? Again, it's your choice. Just take all these points into consideration. If I were to have to tell you which one you should buy, it would be the one that you pretty much already own. Like if you have an Xbox One, buy the Xbox Scorpio. If you have a PS4, buy the PS4 Pro. That's all I can say. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. I mean, this video is only about 10 minutes long, but the script for this video took me about 45 minutes to write. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. It really does. All the support I get is just, it just makes me so happy. And yeah, as always, have a nice day.
Up, up, and away we go. Up, up, and it's making me glow. Up, up, and away we go.